Hey folks, today I wanted to do a keto what I eat in a day. I have not done one of these in so long, but honestly I mostly eat one main meal and then I kind of eat around that meal. So this morning I had 2 cups of black coffee. I always just make 2 cups. I don't know, I guess it hydrates me in the morning and it keeps me going. And then since it's summertime and I have lots of time off because I'm a teacher, I've been doing my main meal as more of like a lunch type dinner, probably around like 3 or 4 o'clock, a little bit earlier in the day than I normally do when I'm teaching and get off work around 4, and then I start cooking normally around 5. So we're doing it a little bit earlier in the summer. And then after my meal I'll have like my kind of like after dinner snack a couple hours later, and then my sweet treat dessert. So if you saw this last keto cooking video, we did a pesto chicken because I had all of this basil that the man grew for me and us. And there's still lots of basil left, so I was trying to figure out what I could make with all of this basil. But I wanted to switch it up. I was kind of done with the chicken and pesto meal idea. So you may know that I really like sushi Saturday, sashimi Saturday for me. But I went last week and I was looking and it smelled so good when they brought out like all of these like stir-fry dishes with chicken and beef. But those are usually pretty sugary and starchy because they have thick sauces, lots of sugar, oyster sauces and things like that. So I resisted and I just stuck with my sashimi, but it got me thinking, maybe I can make a Thai basil chicken dish. And then I was thinking, how can I make it kind of sweet without adding too much sugar, but still adding lots of flavor? So I decided to use some balsamic vinegar. So this week we're doing a Thai-Talian basil chicken dish. So I'm gonna pick myself some basil and then I'm gonna go gather my ingredients and then we're gonna get cooking for the main meal. So I'm about to prep my chicken, but I just kind of wanted to mention here. So I kind of learned this through trial and error. Maybe other people know this, but when you're chopping broccoli, if you chop through the head, you're going to get lots of fallout with little broccoli pieces from the fluffy head part. But if you slice along the stem and then pull it apart from the head, you'll get lots of less fallout. So here I just sliced the stem and then pulled it off. And look, there's no little green pieces hanging out. So just a tip, if you didn't know, super duper easy and super duper easy cleanup. And another probably not traditional ingredient for a Thai basil chicken, which is why I'm calling this the Thai-Italian basil chicken dish, are these leftover pine nuts that I had from making pesto like the second week around. So I assume that adding these with the balsamic will give it a nice Italian flair. Okay folks, so I have gathered all of the ingredients. I made them nice and pretty dishes just for you. So a lot of these things are what I just had in the house. A lot of them are like the pre-minced garlic, spices, basil from the garden, leftover pine nuts, butter, peanut butter, but some things I did have to buy. So here is our beautiful spread. We've got our washed and chopped broccoli, and the broccoli is actually sitting in a bit of water because I've noticed when I fry up my chicken, the pan kind of dries out even though I add my balsamic and my soy sauce. So I like to drain this just as I'm putting it in so it's still got a little bit of water on it. Okay, let's talk about some special ingredients. This is my favorite soy sauce. It's the Tamari Light and it's very low carb. 1 tablespoon is less than a gram of carbs, and for this recipe we are using 2 tablespoons. I picked this up specifically for this dish, but I've gotten this in the past just to snack on because I love ginger when I go eat my sashimi, and this is also very low carb and low calorie. It's a nice snack to keep in the fridge if you just want to taste something but you're not hungry. And these bad boys I have had for so long. They were chilling in the back of my cabinet. They don't have any nutrition. I'm only using 5 grams, so I'm probably not gonna log it, but I'm pretty sure these expired back in 2020. Oh well. I've been using them all week and they taste fine, so I guess they're all right. If you decide to try my Thai-Italian basil chicken, you might have different amounts of things like proteins and the vegetables. So I'm gonna put down below what I use today. And then I'm also going to make a little separate recipe with nutrition for the actual sauce. So I'll put that down below as well. If you wanna make this but switch up the protein and broccoli servings, I totally get that. I basically base the chicken off of what looks like a serving, and then I just measure that and put that into my food log, so it's never really the same. But having said that, let's go ahead and get cooking. All right, y'all. All right, so we got our pan warming on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna drop in the butter. And now we're gonna add our flavors to the butter now that it's pretty melted. We have our minced garlic, chili pepper flakes, and I'll be honest, I like a lot of heat, so I have a good amount here. And then some onion powder. Don't let the garlic burn. Okay, there we go. So I've spread it all in, and now we're gonna turn up the heat just a little bit before I add that chicken. And then once it really starts sizzling, we'll add the chicken to keep that garlic from burning. And like I said, you can modify this recipe. A lot of people like chicken thighs because they're going for that higher fat content. I stick to chicken breasts so I can add things like peanut butter and butter without having too many calories in a dish. So we're frying this up and getting it nice and cooked. Okay, so now that our chicken's cooked through, we're gonna add some peanut butter, and I thought this would be nice to thicken up the sauce, and it works really well. Adds a little bit of flavor, a hint of sweetness. So this is 1 tablespoon or 16 grams of peanut butter. And just mix her in there and get it all cooked up. We're cooking today. So you'll notice how the peanut butter added a little bit of a coating almost to the chicken, and it already looks and smells so good. But we're gonna go ahead and add the fully drained now broccoli. And I can start to feel the pan getting a little dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in my 2 tablespoons of soy and 2 tablespoons of balsamic. If I can do it without spilling, that will be magnificent. I did it. Woo. Skills. You girls got skills, y'all. All right, so now that our broccoli is cooked up a bit, we're gonna add in some more flavors and ingredients. And then we're gonna add in our lightest flavors. I noticed that when I added the basil earlier in this process, I couldn't really taste it, so I'm adding it last to brighten up the dish a little bit. All right, y'all, there she is. This thing is packed with protein and lots of fiber in the vegetables, and it's oh so good. So we're gonna go ahead and do our taste test. I kind of already know it's good. I've been making this all week, so. All right, y'all, here we go. We are going to finally eat some food for today. All right, so I'm trying to get a good bite of chicken, broccoli, some ginger, some basil for that full flavor experience. All right, cheers, y'all. Here we go. Super duper good. Oh. That peanut butter really does add like a nice little coating to the chicken. It thickens up the sauce. Like, I couldn't turn this too much to show you guys because there's lots of sauce in the bottom. And when I get to the end and I've eaten all the big chunks, I get a spoon and I eat it like soup. So keeping it classy, you know. Oh my gosh, so good. So this is a big bowl of just like meat and vegetables with lots of flavor. I love the chili peppers. Like I said, I add a lot, but it adds just a nice background heat. Like, my mouth is just warm as I eat this. But of course, you can just omit the chili flakes if you don't like those. The balsamic adds a hint, a very slight hint of sweetness to the overall dish. The ginger adds a nice tanginess to the dish, a little bit of vinegary flavor. The soy sauce adds the salt and like that umami flavor. The pine nuts are slightly crunchy. They're about as crunchy as maybe like a cooked cashew, but they were just my leftovers. If I did this again, I might use some crushed up peanuts, who knows? But the pine nuts taste good, so that's all that matters. This dish is a little bit more set up and prep, but honestly, like when I'm cooking it, I don't have all the ingredients set out in little dishes. I'm going to the fridge and grabbing the garlic real quick. I'm going into my spice cabinet and grabbing the spices. I'm going in the fridge again and grabbing the ginger. So it's not like you have to have it all set out. But cook time is super duper short, like literally less than 10 minutes to cook the chicken and all the vegetables. So super simple, one pan, easy cleanup. How can it get better than that? It can't. Okay, y'all, the man actually got home while I was filming, so I'm gonna turn off my camera and then I'm gonna go hang out with him and eat my food. And then I'll show you what I do for my after dinner snack in a couple hours and then my sweet treat. Okay, folks, so it is about 6:30 and it's time for just kind of like my evening snack. I got some cheese. This is pepper jack and we got about 35 grams. And the man and I are just chilling, watching a documentary called The Worst Man on the Internet, or The Worst Man in the World. I don't know. It's really sad. Don't watch it. So my main meal for this week was significantly carbier than what I normally do. I put in all the ingredients into Lose It, and it said like 18 or 19 net grams of carbs. And I'll be honest, I didn't even log everything, like all the onion powder and the chili flakes. Like, I don't log that stuff, so I logged the things that I thought would be significant. So we'll say 20 net grams of carbs for that big bowl of Thai-Talian Basil Chicken. So I'm gonna keep it pretty low carb for the rest of the day. Hopefully we'll stay around 25 net grams of carbs. So cheers, y'all, with my cheese. Okay, folks, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the day. It is sweet treat time. And for this week's sweet treat, we are doing some of this zero sugar Ready Whip. Usually I don't do things that say keto approved, but the nutrition actually looks pretty good. They use sucralose, which doesn't bother me. And for 2 tablespoons or 5 grams, it is 15 calories and it says 0 carbs. So we're gonna go with it this week. Usually I do my peanut butter with dark chocolate, but we're gonna be a little bit different this week. Gonna switch it up. Okay, so the goal, if we can get it accurate, is like 25, 30 grams. We shall see. There we go. 20, 25, 26. All right, cool. All right, y'all. Sweet treat time. It's really good. If you haven't tried out that Ready Whip, I'd recommend it. It says 0 carb. If sucralose is not an issue to you, I say why not? But as you guys know, if you've been following me, you know I'm more strict throughout the weekdays. And then on the weekends, I kind of let loose a little bit. We go out to eat once or twice on like a date night or something. So I am more stringent with my calories. Monday to Thursday, Sunday to Thursday, depending on what the weekend brings. So this is kind of what I've been doing this week and I'm really enjoying it. And I hope you guys give my Thai-Italian basil chicken dish a try. I really enjoy it. It is slightly higher carb, but it's still keto friendly, especially if you work around your other meals or snacks or sweet treats that are super low carb. So I just ordered a bunch of wedding things from Etsy. So next week I kind of want to do a wedding video, maybe like an unboxing with the things that come in the mail. I'm excited. So be sure to check out that video. But that's about it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, I will link all of that down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye.